back. Kevin's Mobile Repair. So I've been asked a couple times how I can determine if a head is warped on a car by using just this funnel right here. Well, I'll do a little bit more in-depth presentation instead of using a short. So, give you the whole story. Customer's complaint. See there, bubble? Customer's complaint. Vehicle overheats within first 5 minutes of driving. So, a couple of clues. A, you have a new upper radiator hose. That upper radiator hose likely blew off because of the pressure inside the engine. Like any leak, pressure always goes to the weakest point. Most of the time it's hoses or old hoses with clamps. So that was one that was relatively replaced. So here's how I go and figure this kind of stuff out. First, make sure the coolant's topped off. I do a pressure test on it. This thing held 15 psi for 15 minutes while I was monkeying around doing other stuff. See a big bubble? That way I made sure an internal pressure pushing inward was not the problem. So most cooling systems top out at 15, 16, 17 psi. Then the radiator cap is designed to release that pressure. That's when it goes into the overflow tank, it fills up and expands and so on and so forth. The engine typically is anywhere between 140 to 170, 180 pounds of pressure internally while it's running. That's the compression typical engines run. So if you have that much pressure inside the engine, in the cylinder heads, where the coolant is flowing around, the head is warped, it'll look like bacon under a microscope. We're only talking like thousandths of an inch. So if you have, most of the time they can handle up to 10 thousandths of an inch, the head gaskets can, and then they can't hold that pressure back anymore. Well, if anybody's ever seen a head or a block off, you'll see 4 holes around each one of the cylinders. Those are your water jackets. That's where the coolant flows. That's also the closest point to the compression and to the fire and everything of that nature inside the engine. So when the head is warped, that head gasket cannot hold back that much pressure. That way, so if anybody does a compression test, or not a compression test, but the pressurized system here at the radiator, I'm only putting 15 psi in it. That only finds leaks at plastic joints or where seals are bad, something like that. Nothing to the extent of what the engine itself can put out. So what this little funnel right here does is I typically top off the coolant, put the coolant about right here, let the engine run, warm up. So we're right now at about 204. So when this thing hits about 206, 208, it starts to bubble tremendously. Fan kicks in, temperature lowers down, the bubbles then subside. So if there was actual bubbles in the system from a coolant leak or from someone working on the car, this little funnel right here, after running it twice, all those bubbles should be gone. Plus there's also bleeding procedures and stuff on certain cars where you let out the air and it escapes it quicker. So technically there should be no more air inside this engine. This is going to be number 3 cycle for this engine. 2066 right now. 208. So we're going to see some big bubbles here in just a minute. So like I said, this will be cycle number 3. When these bubbles now come up, they will in fact be from the compression of the engine. They get past the head gasket, they find themselves into the water jackets, and then they travel around whichever flow that it's coming from and going to, and will come and find it to the highest point, which is going to be this. There's a little one right there. Now as the engine gets hotter when you're driving, it will in fact raise the temperature inside the head, which makes it bubble out a whole lot faster than just sitting here at idle. So when that happens, and you've got that much pressure inside the engine, stuff like radiator hoses split, little seals split that aren't designed to hold that kind of pressure back. So this is how I determine that heads have problems, just by doing this right here. See all these little extra bubbles? This doesn't seem like a whole lot, but that's a big one. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you're talking about a system that is completely closed off from everything except for that radiator cap. So there should be no air in here whatsoever. And the reason it's burping out air bubbles like this is because it's coming from the head. One of the heads is warped, both of the heads are warped. Customer overheated the engine to the point where it did that. Probably busted that hose, caused that extra problem. This could have been a weak hose, yes. Could have been something else going on with it, yes. Could have been just driving with low coolant, yes. But the point is the head's warped. Now this is the effect of the heads getting warped. With that being said, when all the air bubbles and stuff, if you see an air bubble and you know it's from a repair that you did, as the air bubbles burp up, the coolant level drops. This level has not changed one bit, except when it gets hot, it raises up. When the fans kick in, which is what they just did, it lowers down. But the actual volume of coolant in here has not changed. If you did have an air bubble in there from a repair, the air bubble escapes and then gets filled up with coolant. That's how you know if it's an actual air bubble that you caused from a repair and not from a head problem. So we're back down to 204, fan kicked in, we don't have that many bubbles. If I rev this engine up, you'll see a lot of these air bubbles come out because the temperature of the head is going to go up because I'm putting more cycles on the piston to create the same compression but more of it and quicker, to the point where the head just can't hold it, and then my air bubbles come out. So that's the long side of how this little funnel works. Sorry about the airplane overhead. But that's the long side of how that would work, and how I determine that the engine has that kind of a problem is by doing just this simple stuff. Thermostats, yes, they can cause overheating, but they do not cause air bubbles. There's only two ways to get air bubbles in a system. A, you caused it by a repair, by opening up the system. Or B, it's coming from the compression. It's only two ways. Any questions or comments, feel free to let me know.